What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel. So, Michigan State basketball heads on the road to Hartford, Connecticut for their final exhibition game of the season against the number 4 ranked UConn Huskies. Now, this is a very much anticipated matchup, and this is one that I think Michigan State will need to get themselves fully ready for this onslaught at the beginning of the season, a classic Tom Izzo schedule. Obviously, we have the home opener, season opener next Monday against Colgate, but then you got John Calipari and Arkansas coming to town next Saturday, and then it does not get any easier. You got Kentucky in the Champions Classic, you got UNC during the Thanksgiving tournament, you got Duke coming to town beginning of December as well, so very tough as usual, early slate for Tom Izzo and Michigan State, so I think this is a good test here early on for Michigan State to see kind of where they're at. And when you look over at UConn, obviously last year, a down year from their standards, obviously coming off back-to-back national titles. Last year was a little down, but still, got it kind of together in March. I had picked them to go quite far, even as a lower seed last year. This year, they do have some key returners, which we'll get into. For this game, though, or exhibition, I guess, should I say, they are down a handful of their players that'll play a big role for them this year. But before we do jump into this matchup, if you could just hit that like and subscribe button down there. We'll have more Michigan State basketball content on the channel, so just make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a video. So just kind of going over everything for this game. It's number 4 UConn against number 22 Michigan State, and this is going to be the 9th all-time meeting. I don't know if there's been another exhibition. Obviously, this won't go towards the all-time meetings, but through 8 meetings, 4-4. 4 wins for the Spartans, 4 wins for the Huskies overall. Apparently, and shout out to UConn.com, the athletics page, whatever, right here. They first met in a home-and-home series in 98-99 and 99-2000. Each squad won on its home floor, and then they went on to win the national championship. Each team won on their home floor, and then that team went on to win the national championship each year, and obviously 99 for UConn and 2000 for Michigan State. So I thought that was a pretty cool poll, but then obviously they've had a lot of, dates in the March Madness in the NCAA tournament, the 2009 Final Four, the 2014 East Regional Final. The only one that Dan Hurley has faced off against Tom Izzo while he was at UConn was in the 2021 Battle for Atlantis. Now, when you look at UConn, they did play one exhibition game so far against Boston College, and some of the key returners for them, Alex Caravan. He was someone who threw his name in the NBA draft, tested the waters, decided to come back. He's definitely a dynamic scorer for them, but also rebounds the ball extremely well, can handle the thing as well. Really a kind of do-it-all, wing 4 for them. And in their first exhibition, and this is kind of interesting, we'll get into kind of the minutes distribution here, but he played 35 minutes in their exhibition game, which usually in an exhibition game, kind of we thought what we were going to get with our exhibition, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 15, spread it out. But no, they went after it. 35 minutes. He had 17 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks as well. He was 3 for 10 from the 3-point line. And then you got guard Solo Ball, another returner for them as well. 12 points in that one. He played 32 minutes, 1 for 8 from 3 though. And that was something that UConn definitely did struggle from 3. In their game or exhibition game, should I say. And then you go down the list, Braylon Mullins for them. He played in 17 minutes. He had 12 points in this one, but some news is Braylon Mullins and another guy that Spartan fans are familiar with, and Terrace Reed from his time down the road, at the school down the road, should I say. They will both not be playing in this exhibition game. And I believe I saw it looks like Braylon Mullins could be out a little bit longer. Not sure on the Terrace Reed front, but Eric Reeby as well. He's a 7'1" freshman from Germany as well, and he had a pretty good exhibition game, 8 points, 6 rebounds as well. Malachi Smith, he's a redshirt senior from Dayton, guard. He was their leading assist guy in that one. He had 5 assists total. He had 7 points, 7 and 5, had 3 rebounds as well. Jalen Stewart threw in 7 points as well, so curious to see kind of if the minutes distribution, I kind of don't think so, will be any different. But yeah, definitely struggled from 3 in that exhibition game, which, I mean, first exhibition game, dusting off the rust for all teams. They were 8 for 34 overall from 3, 11 for 11 from the free throw line, which is a good sign for them. 37 rebounds overall. They only turned it over 6 times. So a pretty, solid night for the number 4 ranked team in the country. Obviously, we'll be without a big piece that was a part of that rotation in Braylon Mullins for this one. Now, we switched over to the Michigan State side, and while we're on the minutes thing, Jeremy Fears, Cohen Carr both played 31 minutes. Jackson Kohler played 24. Said that I thought he would probably have gone that last 4 or 5 minute stretch, but he was on the bench for that stretch where Michigan State kind of had it pretty much wrapped up, but I definitely think he could have gone, 28, 30 minutes as well. So that's out there, and I think Tom Izzo kind of said this in one of his press conferences before that first exhibition game is, that he thought the rotations or, the rotations for the exhibition, should I say, would be more similar to what we'll see in the regular season. And obviously last year it was all season because our team went so deep. Everyone played like 20 to 27, 28 minutes. And some of those 27, 28 minutes didn't even come to fruition until the end of the year. It was 20, 25. Everyone was in there. That's not going to be the case this year. It's going to be Jeremy. It's going to be Cohen. It's going to be Jackson. It's going to be Coop. Going to need someone else to step up scoring-wise. But, in that exhibition game, like Cohen Carr really showed out. 17 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 blocks as well. Need to work on the free throw line still, 3 for 8 overall. But Jeremy Fears had a really good game as well. 12 points, 9 assists. Big number is those 2 turnovers. Got to keep it 2 or less here going forward. 4 for 5 from the free throw line. Good there from Jeremy as well. 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. Something we'll need going forward. He needs to hit down, 2 3-pointers a game while shooting about 5-ish, somewhere in that range. Jackson Kohler, another solid double-double. Going to need that from him all year. I feel like 15 points, 10 rebounds, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, 1 for 4 from 3. I think he's someone else that's going to have to hit. I don't think we're going to have a guy that's going to hit, 3 to 5 threes every single night. It's going to have to be a handful of guys that are going to make 1, 2, 3, 1 to 3, somewhere in that range. And Jackson is another name that I think got to throw in that hat. He's got to be able to knock down 1 or so a game. Move down the list, Carson Cooper. 5 points, 4 rebounds. He got beat on a couple of rebounds. Michigan State got out-rebounded as a whole, which is definitely something that we're looking for in this game to kind of get back on track, which more on that here in a second. And then still kind of the battle of the two position. Kurtang played 22 minutes. Trey Fort, 16 minutes in the first one. Kurtang, 7 points, 4 rebounds. He was 1 for 4 from 3. You look at Trey Fort in this 16 minutes, he had 9 points overall. And then he also was 3 for 5 from 3. So looking to see some more aggressiveness from them, and kind of, just got through rewatching some of the highlights from that first exhibition as well. From the 2 position, more of taking the ball off the dribble and kind of creating, not expecting them to get the offense rolling, but kind of when they get the ball on that wing position, be able to operate out of a side pick and roll, get to the basket smoothly, and also kind of play make out of that as well. I mean, between the 2 of them, Kurtang had 1 assist, Trey Fort had 1 assist. I feel like yes, Jeremy is going to take up a majority of the assist in 9. Cohen Carr, in kind of his new role this year, that's going to be getting the ball rolling more, and maybe on lob passes to Coop, Jax, Cam Ward, whoever, or swing passes to the corner, which on those swing passes, Kurtang, Trey Fort, we're looking at, you got to be able to knock those down in those positions. But we need the 2-guard position to get a couple more assists. Obviously, we know Jeremy's going to operate a lot of them, but got to continue to move that ball, which 24 assists on the night. Everyone was kind of spreading it around for Michigan State. 24 assists on 27 made baskets. Take that every single night, but just kind of looking for longer term out of that 2-guard spot to kind of add a more dynamic role out of that 2-guard position, not just someone who could spot up and shoot. And Trey Fort is extremely athletic too. We saw him in the dunk contest in the MSU Midnight Madness, whatever. So more of that too, kind of slashing as well. So definitely the 2 spot is still something that we're looking at in this exhibition, and really probably over the first month or so of the season, see where we're at with that. But coming off the bench, Divine Ugochukwu, he played 17 minutes. He had 2 points, 0 for 3 from 3, 1 for 5 overall from the field. But he had 4 assists and 3 rebounds, and his 3 rebounds, kind of reminded me similar to, some that, or some of the things that Trey Holloman used to do. I don't think Divine is just yet the offensive talent that Trey was, especially last year, but, kind of that long point guard, with the long wingspan, and he came down, he crashed the glass on defense to get the ball, run, get them into their offense, and I think that'll be key when he's in for Jeremy, and he was even in some of the 3-guard lineups as well, to continue to see how he operates. So Yeah, definitely interested there, and then interested to see Cam Ward. He played 17 minutes, 2 points, but he had 6 rebounds. He was crashing the glass just like you want out of a Spartan dog, and in 17 minutes he had 6 rebounds. That's pretty good. He had 2 assists as well. He did turn the ball over 3 times. Kind of freshman moment, first time out of there, even though it's an exhibition. And I imagine there'll be definitely some first road game jitters, especially at a place like UConn. For this one, but Jesse McCullough thought he moved well in his 11 minutes and 6 points, 5 rebounds. He's someone else. He was 1 for 3 from the 3-point line. He's another guy that's going to need to knock down, a 3 or 2 a game. Moving down the list, curious, Jordan Scott, Denim Wojcik. Jordan Scott was someone that, Tom Izzo said wanted to see, some more minutes out of. That was the only part of the rotation from the quotes I read that Izzo wanted to get some more minutes out of. But overall, I mean, 32% from 3, their first exhibition game. I would like to see that number. That's better than they were shooting last year, but yeah, that's kind of where they need to 32, 34, 37, kind of that, 5 percentage points range. But yeah, you had 41 rebounds in your first game, exhibition game. But obviously, the numbers can differ, but you need to win the rebounding battle. Like the 14 blocks, but the 14 blocks, a lot of that because the point of attack defense was just absolutely atrocious, and really a lot of the rebounding was atrocious, especially rewatching it. I mean, it was even straight up rebounds that our guys were just getting out rebounded by Bowling Green. That can't happen, especially when you're going up against a UConn team. You got 7-1 guy and Eric Reeby down there for UConn. So definitely looking at that. I mean, 8 turnovers for Michigan State in that first exhibition. So that's something that is a positive and need to keep in that range. But yeah, definitely looking for rebounding. Point of attack defense definitely needs to improve. Those are 2 things I'm looking at here. And then kind of where is more shot creating coming out of off the bench? Because Jeremy's creating shots. Cohen, kind of, he's getting set up to create his shots, and then kind of playmaking or scoring, playmaking, off that. Not saying he's going to be dribbling the ball up and, crossing people up and doing all this, but, kind of getting the ball on the wing or nail even elbow and creating off there. And then Jackson Kohler, Carson Cooper, they did a good job in the paint, on the blocks, when they got the ball there, kind of sealing. And a lot of the times when they were sealing, they were putting their defender to the baseline, and they were getting easy layups, had a couple nice and ones. Curious to see how that looks, obviously, here against UConn, and hope that continues, because I think that's definitely going to be a part of this team going forward. Yeah, I mean, we just look at it, I know Izzo has said Kurt Tang is our best 3-point shooter. Trey Fort's a good 3-point shooter as well, but I don't think this is, going to be a team that's going to be shooting a whole bunch of threes. This is going to be a team that's going to be getting downhill, getting to the basket, dumping the ball down into the paint to Jackson, letting him work. Coop, obviously, I think he's improved down there from what we've seen so far. MSU Madness and the first game, and just some other stuff, that he can maybe more stuff he can do now on the block, whatnot. Jesse as well, like him down there. Cam Ward, like him banging down there and in kind of the mid range. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see, what these freshmen too, or kind of these new guys who are in these new roles. Kerr, Trey, Cameron, Jordan, Scott, if he gets in there, which he should get more. But kind of seeing Jesse McCullough as well, kind of seeing what they look like in kind of this environment. I imagine it'll be a pretty good environment there at UConn. So I'm excited to see how they respond. Obviously, first road test, exhibition season before we get in here to the, to the schedule, the actual regular season here coming up next week. But anyway, should be a good one. I think it's on UConn Plus, so I think you got to pay $7.99. I just downloaded the app, so yeah, we'll get it. We'll watch it, and we'll be back here afterwards to talk about everything from this game. And then as we get ready for the regular season next week, we'll have a full season preview, kind of the whole roster, kind of at the schedule, kind of where some tough stretches could be, or where Michigan State's going to be tested, needs to respond, and whatnot, and what we're kind of expecting overall from the season. As we head into it, then we'll have a preview for the opening game next Monday. It's coming up very fast. So anyway, that'll do it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.